If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
It is sentencing day for the three men convicted of killing rising rapper XXXTentacion.
A judge sentencing all three to life in prison after the victim's family addressed them.
Our Marissa Back covered the entire trial and was there when those sentences were handed down. Marissa.
Well, Jawan, this was certainly a heavy day for the family and friends of Xxxtencation, and they showed out in numbers because they wanted to be able to look these convicted killers in the eye and share some pretty harsh words for the pain that they've caused.
This court will sentence you to life in Florida State Prison.
One by one, three men convicted of first-degree murder for the 2018 killing of Xxxtencation listened to their sentence: mandatory life in prison without parole. Dedrick Williams and Trayvon Newsom sat quietly as the judge spoke. Michael Boatwright, who pulled the trigger killing the rising rapper known as XXXTentacion that day, nodded his head. Moments before the sentence came down, Onfroy's family shared strong words for the trio.
I prayed that each one of you would be given the death penalty for what you have done. I heard the death penalty is off the table. However, whatever time you've given and whichever hole you are sent, I hope it is hell and you rot there.
Knowing now what lies ahead for the men who murdered their loved one, the family embraced outside of the courtroom, knowing this chapter is over.
As a family, we were content with the outcome. It's a horrible situation, but we're happy that we got some type of justice for Xxx's life.
Judge Michael Yuson, who presided over the month-long trial and subsequent week-long jury deliberations, told the murderers in no uncertain terms how they will live out their remaining days.
You'll spend every hour and every day and every week and every year of your life in that cell. And one day, they'll come and open up that cell in the morning and you'll have passed on. And only on that day will you have served your sentence.
And so all that remains to happen in this case is that the fourth co-defendant, Robert Allen, who actually pled guilty to second-degree murder in this case and was one of the star witnesses on behalf of the prosecution, he still needs to be sentenced. That date has not yet been set. As for today, no remorse really shown by these three men, and the judge and the family pointed out that no remorse was shown even through the trial. Hear what they had to say about that coming up at 6 o'clock. We are live here in Fort Lauderdale. Marissa Bagg, NBC 6 News.
Marissa, thank
you. Y'all remember that? Cold-blooded demonstration. So now, a lot of people don't know that, Drake's name been coming up in this whole demonstration. They been putting Drake's name and trying to connect Drake to the murder of XXXTentacion. And a lot of you might be saying, well, hey, hood educated, what's the connection? I mean, I ain't never heard nothing about this. I didn't even know Drake was even beefing with this guy. No, they was beefing. Drake and XXXTentacion was beefing because XXX believed that Drake took his whole style. And he was putting it out there, letting everybody know, like, hey, man, this dude right here is a thief. This dude right here is stealing my whole little get-up. He was even so bold, y'all, that XXXTentacion came out and said that if anybody killed me, it was Champagne Poppy. It was Drake. I'm snitching right now. This is a post that he had put up, letting the whole world know, look, if I die, if somebody kill me, it's this dude right here. And some might want to say, well, damn, hood educated, that's tough. But the reason, from my understanding, the reason why he was saying this is because there is reports that Drake homeboys, I'm talking about like the guys that he clicked with like this, came down to Florida and was threatening XXXTentacion, letting them know, hey, look, we down here in the city. When we catch you, we killing you, and we gonna beat you. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. And so he was scared, like, hey, hold on, like we rap beefing and all that, but y'all taking it a step further. And so now what's happening in this whole demonstration is this right here. The boy Dedrick, the one that's locked up for killing Drake. And for those of you who don't know who Dedrick Williams is, Dedrick Williams is the driver. Y'all heard me. The driver. This man right here, Dedrick, did not shoot XXXTentacion. He did not hit him. He did not kill him. He was just the driver in the robbery murder. Can you imagine doing the rest of your life in prison for driving? Albeit you driving for a crime, but all you did was drive. That's what I be trying to tell all you young brothers and sisters, that do not believe in your mind and don't think that just because that you're going to limit your activity in the crime, you're going to limit what you do in the crime, and that's going to allow the court to say, well, no, you ain't do nothing but drive, so we're not going to give you a life sentence. This is a prime example. The court don't play like that. If you participate in the crime, no matter how minute that is, they're going to treat you as if you did the most ruthless thing, if you did the most criminal thing in the process. So don't think that, I ain't doing nothing. I was just a lookout. Lookouts get life in the penitentiary too. So before you think about committing these crimes, think about that and say, oh, no, I can't. No, because, listen, the criminals, they trick you like that. Man, all you got to do is just drive. And you think in your mind, hey, you know what? Right, I'm just driving. Hey, man, look, just be the lookout. All we need you to do is just look out for us. That's it. Let us know if you see something, you hear something. You think to yourself, I'm just looking out. This is not bad, nothing like that. I ain't hurting nobody or nothing. But then you end up with the same charges as if you shot and killed somebody. You end up with the same charges as if you done robbed or harmed somebody. So look, just don't do it, period. Because this boy right here is a prime example. He's in jail for life for driving. Now, here it is. He wants to appeal. He trying to get out. And what he is saying is that the reason why the court didn't allow his attorney to provide such evidence of connecting Drake to this stuff is that he should be given a brand new trial. Why? Because if the jury heard that Drake was involved in this some type of way, he probably wouldn't have got convicted, and that the jury probably would have looked towards Drake's way and said that, hey, you know what, Drake and his friends possibly could have had something to do with this murder. Drake and his friends possibly could have been, paid to go help these guys go kill XXXTentacion. And he's saying that being that the court didn't allow him to bring that type of evidence forth and let the jury hear that he was given an unfair trial. I understand where he's coming from. And if you in trial fighting for your life, you should be able to defend yourself however you need to defend yourself. And the evidence that they were going to use in this case is this right here. They're saying that there's a song that Drake came out with, that this is XXXTentacion. And in this song, Drake says that, the only time he never aimed for the below the chest and never the neck is when, it was XXX. Connecting XXX and, we know XXXTentacion represents XXX, and saying that he shot and killed him, but he didn't shoot him above the neck. And being that XXXTentacion was shot and killed, and he was shot in the body, they saying that right there leads to Drake confessing to killing XXXTentacion. Now, it gets better than that right there, because they're saying that there's other things like one of the guys that's on the case with them is throwing up the same sign, the gang signs, as Drake. Drake had some people come down there, to Florida to, threaten XXXTentacion. Drake has mentioned numerous times in numerous songs that, you know, he paid people to kill people. Now, with everything going on in the industry, especially with all this stuff coming out with Lil Durk, it just makes you think, like, man, is it possible? Could Drake really have involved himself in the murder of XXXTentacion? Is it possible? Drake could have somehow paid some guys, somehow influenced some guys to kill XXXTentacion? From a hood perspective, I would have to say I don't believe that Drake had anything to do with it. I mean, you know, you have your own opinions and all that. I would love to hear it, but I don't think that Drake had anything to do with XXXTentacion's murder. And the reason why I say that is because there's just too much evidence showing that these 4 guys was just ripping and running the streets and just robbing people. Like, before they robbed and killed XXXTentacion, they was robbing people that whole week. They just was going around just robbing people. And so, according to the reports in the documents, they are saying that they just happened to see XXXTentacion going inside the bank while they're on a robbing spree. And when they seen him go inside the bank, they followed him. Followed him all the way from the bank, followed him to the sports store where he was finna go get he was finna go get a RV or you know, one of those ski things that for the water or whatever. He was finna go, you know, grab himself a gift, and they followed him the whole way. And once they seen the opportunity to rob him and, you know, to do what they was planning on doing to anybody that they seen that day, they robbed him. But unfortunately, this time it wasn't just a robbery, they killed him. Now, the way that it all went down was, I'm talking about, it was sad, because here it is, you got this brother right here, you see him on tape, you see him go inside the store, you see him look at the men that are finna kill him, he look at them and look away. You know, he look at them and they look at him to make sure that that's him and that he's inside the store. Then once they leave, they sit there and wait on him, block his car off, jump out of the cars, got their guns to him. One of them got like a Draco, one of them got a handgun. And I guess he got to fighting and tussling with them. He didn't want to give up the bag. He got to fighting and tussling with them, and then that's when they shot and killed him. They're saying reports that, you know, he had a knife in his hand, that he was reaching for a knife, you know, when they had the guns on him, that he wasn't giving up his bag, that he wasn't giving it, he was fighting back, like he was not giving them what they wanted. And when he didn't and tried to grab a knife or whatever, or tried to fight them back, tried to reach for the gun or whatever the case may be, they shot and killed him. But in the video, you will see them jumping out the car, and you will see them tussling, and you will see them shooting and all that. For those of you who are interested in seeing the video in its entirety, go to my other channel. It's gonna be, the link gonna be pinned at the top of the comment section. Go over there, get you a membership, and check out the video if you into that type of stuff. If you're not into that type of stuff, I won't suggest you to go over there, because it's gruesome. Like, you actually see this young boy dead, like, and it's for nothing. It's like, man, like, crazy. Dedrick is up for an appeal, and I gotta be honest with y'all. I believe that it's gonna take more than what he's trying to do to get an appeal, because the evidence that is against him, it weighs heavily, to me, just in my observation. It weighs heavily against him. They got video footage, they got phone conversations, they got text messages. You know, they got so much stuff. They got his own homeboy who was with him testifying against him. There's so much incriminating evidence as to his guilt to there's nothing proving his innocence. Even though they're trying to say, well, hey, I didn't give a fair trial because of y'all didn't allow us to use this Drake stuff and all that. But there's no real concrete evidence, just from my standpoint, saying that Drake actually had anything to do with it. I could be wrong though. I don't know. But at the same time, like from the evidence that we have now, I don't see anything that's linking Drake, I'm talking about actually, to his murder. Was Drake talking crazy about the man? Yeah, you know, we'll give him that right there. Did Drake have guys come from Florida to threaten him and all that? I don't know about all that. You know what I mean? But that's what his lawyer is saying. That's what Dedrick lawyer is saying that, hey, no, he had guys come down there. Is Drake in the same gang as these guys, that killed XXXTentacion? I don't know that neither, but this is what his lawyer is saying. This type of stuff has to be proved, but at the end of the day, is it proven that this boy didn't have anything to do with the murder? That's what the court gonna be looking at. The court gonna be like, okay, all right, cool. You saying you didn't get a fair trial for not allowing us to bring Drake, for allowing you to bring Drake in and have him, testify on the witness stand as a suspect. The court is not finna go for that, man. He's just appealing and he's using Drake's name, but at the end of the day, them boys is not going nowhere. I'm telling you, the court is not gonna go for it. So for those of you who thinking that, oh yeah, I can always get an appeal, and look, them appeals is hard as hell. Them things is not easy to get. If they was, everybody would be getting them. This is hood educated, not lane related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.